Hello, everybody. Welcome to It's Your Life with Dr. James J.C. Cooley. I am Dr. Michelle Cooley, and we are excited to have you here on the show today. And we got an exciting guest lineup today, and it is 360-degree Health Day. And we have this amazing guest on the show, and she's going to basically educate the audience on the transformative power in gratitude, personal development, and confidence building. And we're just so excited to have her on the show today. How are you doing? Am I talking to Todd and Steven?
JC Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and wow, we got an absolutely fantastic show coming your way. And as you know, we got my main man, Dr. Michael Mantell here, because it's Wednesday, 360-degree health. How you doing, Doc? How you doing today?
Great. We have a very special guest today, and it's a very special day, isn't it?
It's a very, very special day, and it's a day that I won't ever forget in a lot of ways. So
right.
I'm excited about the show today, Doc.
Should we tell people why we're
you might as well.
I may as well. We gave it away. This today, we're talking about 360-degree health. Today is a very special health day. It's a birthday for Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Let's hear it. Yeah,
wow. I tell you what, Michelle, you just take over the show, Michelle. Give me about a couple of minutes, and we got it. And you got an absolutely wonderful guest. Can you introduce that guest?
Oh, most definitely. So this guest is amazing. So again, the title of today's show is 360-degree Health Day. And the title of the show is Transformative Power in Gratitude, Personal Development, and Confidence Building. And our guest today is Tara Lafon Gooch. And she's a CEO, Keynote Speaker, and Tedx Speaker, international best-selling author. She's going to talk about the role gratitude plays in success, confidence, and fulfillment in life, how your confidence shapes your brand, and why personal development should be explored. Tara has been featured in Forbes, United Business Journal, LA Weekly, Fox News in New York, and she recently delivered her first TEDx talk in the United Kingdom. Oh, she's got some amazing things going on. And also Tara, she's proof that no matter where you come from or what hardships you have endured in life, you can live purposely, successfully, and confidently. Her first book, How to Grasp Confidence and Own Your Power, offers a beacon of light and hope in an otherwise dark world, demonstrating the power of the human story and triumph over adversity. And in a couple of days, she will release her highly anticipated second book, Talk Your Way to the Top. So please, everybody, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Miss Tara Lafon Gooch. Yay.
Hey, welcome, Tara. We're so glad you're here. Sorry for the technical difficulties that we're having. Hopefully they'll be ironed out and everything will work out just fine. As you can see, we're still playing with microphones here and talk about confidence and gratitude and personal development, the expertise that you bring today. This has been quite the challenge for us to get through. But I'm so glad you're here. Your book is your books, I should say, are wonderful. And tell us about the latest version of your message coming through the new book you have.
Yeah, absolutely. So my first book, How to Grasp Confidence and Own Your Power, came out in August of last year. And why take off writing a book, right? Just keep writing, because why not? So I kept up my writing habit, and I'm really glad I did, because I stayed consistent with it. And then just a few months later, have another book, right? So the next book that's coming out on October 1st takes you through my journey of never speaking on stage to then in 1 year going from speaking on stage, my first keynote, to delivering an international TED Talk just 12 months later. So pretty inspirational. I just want to show other people that they can do big things.
Amazing. That's quite a journey you've had. And sharing that journey, no doubt, touches the lives of so many breeders and viewers. And you have a podcast as well, don't you?
I do. It's based on my book. So Grasp Confidence Podcast. Check it out. And I interview really amazing, inspirational people that, have stories of incredible resilience and who are willing to share with the audience their truth. I think that's really important too. And what confidence means to them. Because, when we look at really successful people, we always assume that people were always wealthier, always healthier, always successful. We rarely see what happened before that. So the goal with that show is to take super, very successful people and to bring them down to where anybody can understand and relate to them by sharing a story of when they weren't always confident.
So valuable to look behind the curtain and see the struggles, no matter what success people have at any level. There's always been the work to get there. I happen to believe that the work to get where we are adds to our health. This show is called 360 Degree Health. It's on every Wednesday, and we talk about health and well-being. And when I learned about your work, I was struck by the fact that, it's so much more than just confidence and personal development and gratitude. These are critical elements for health. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So, people are hurting. I'll start off with that. We know that there's a huge mental health gap right now. And the World Health Organization, this is an incredible thing. This was an article from 2017. So obviously I would think the numbers have gone up since then. But the World Health Organization says that depression is the leading cause of ill health and disability. So people are feeling disabled from depression. It's causing a lot of loss of fulfillment in this world. And when I think about my own struggles with mental health, being in a toxic corporate work environment, feeling lonely, right? All of these things. I think, a lot of it was a root cause of a lack of confidence. And I didn't believe in myself. So I can only relate to others based on my own experience. But as I tell my story, so many people relate to it because they never thought about it that way for them until somebody else says it and they think, that's me. And that's why I say what I say and why I do what I do.
Mindset is such an important part of what you write about and speak about and teach about. When you teach somebody how to be a better speaker, when you teach somebody the skills of confidence and getting out there in a strong way, that feeds our physiology and it feeds our psychology. We think differently. We talk to ourselves about ourselves differently. Do you have any examples that come to mind of that?
Absolutely. The first and sometimes hardest step is just getting started, just taking that first bit of action. So I have a global speaker community that I started this year to help other people, right? Because I noticed there was a lot of these blocks that people had, right? And, it's common with high achievers to think, perfectionism can get in the way, right? And then you just never get started with something. So part of the work I do with people is helping them understand that it's not just knowledge that is going to get us through. We have to take action on it and implement on the knowledge. And that's pretty powerful that, you have to take action, but you also have to take responsibility too. So I'm pretty big on that because, while I do say gratitude is the foundation of confidence, there's more than one layer to that. But if you do this, in a life, let's say a lifestyle choice, make it an actual lifestyle choice, something you practice every single day. I've seen it change people's lives. People have said to me after reading my book that it helped them overcome childhood trauma that they have had for 30 years. And it's based on a foundation of gratitude. So I've seen it in action, and it's super inspiring, to hear these things from readers and from just people that have watched my TED Talk and things like that.
Wow. Hey, Tara, won't you hold that thought? We're going to take a station break, but we're going to come back and we're going to pick it up, and we got a lot more to chat with you about. And if you want to be part of the conversation, that's 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Hey, 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 hey. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James JC Cooley. Hey. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. That's right. Dr. James JC Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Let's go. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James JC Cooley. All right.
Boy, City Boy, a journey that ain't over yet. The true life coming of age story by James J.C. Cooley. Using humor, wit, and engaging storytelling, James paints a picture about his arrival in a rural deep south town and realization that life would never be the same. Cooley lays out his struggle to adjust from city life to country life and back again, sharing his hard-earned lessons to educate, encourage, and enlighten our next generation of leaders and heroes. Get your copy of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James J.C. Cooley, available on Amazon and everywhere books are sold.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and as you see, we got Dr. Michael Mantell here. It's Wednesday. Wow, and you know what, Doctor? I just found out that I aged another year today.
You don't look a year old.
Oh,
maybe a week since I've seen you, but not a year.
Age a little bit, but I am so happy to be here. And I tell you, we got an absolutely fantastic guest, Tara. And I tell you, if you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is go to the platform that you're watching us on, or pick up that phone and dial 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. Doc, I'm gonna turn it back over.
All right. We were talking about gratitude, and James just talked about how grateful he is for being here yet another year on the planet. We are all grateful as well. But I want to ask you about this gratitude, because it sounds like, in my work in psychology and so forth, everyone wants to be more grateful. People want to be grateful for the things that they have. what about being grateful for the things we don't have? You do bring spirituality into your work, and I wonder about that. Can we define gratitude a little more broadly? Can we be grateful not just for the money and the toys and the beautiful things we have, but how about being grateful for things that we don't have? And ultimately, when you think about it, who's really in charge of all of this? And for spiritual people, we believe that it's the one above. So tell us a little bit about your thoughts on this subject. We have to add Tara. There you are. Okay, sorry about that.
Wonderful. Yeah, so I don't hide my faith. I think that's important. I'm very much a faith-driven person. And part of it is because I know what got me through at my darkest time. And it wasn't me alone, right? And this answer for, gratitude being the foundation of confidence was, again, based on my own personal experience of being in that very low place, feeling like I was unworthy, undeserving, depressed, anxious, to then practicing gratitude. Putting myself first was another big one. Appreciating myself and who I am, right? Living in the present. But then also figuring out a way to use gratitude to reframe past experiences that I once thought were weighing me down or unpleasant. And then you mentioned the future as well. Most people, when they think of gratitude, they think about only things that are happening in their present. But what's interesting is when you start to have gratitude for even things that have yet to have happened, it increases your faith, not only in a higher power, but in yourself too. And this is why, for me, gratitude is the first step. It's the law of increase.
I guess the key here is that we don't have to have good things happening to be grateful. So people laugh at this example. You get a flat tire. A person who is truly thinking healthfully and truly thinking gratefully has that flat tire and says, thank goodness. Now, everybody in the car looks at you and goes, are you crazy? You must be listening to Dr. Mantell. You're in his bubble. No, thank goodness we got the flat. What do you mean, thank goodness you got the flat? Well, I'm grateful that this happened. Well, how can you be grateful for a flat tire? Well, because I think it protected me from something else potentially happening. And so I really believe it's important that in reading your work, that we understand that you're bringing a broad message of health, and that gratitude can be for everything in life. For all these technical things that are going on behind the scenes today, we're grateful that it's happening. It must be challenging for us, and we're learning something. Your book is a lot about personal development. What's your description of personal development?
Personal development is recognizing that you are worthy. And because you're recognizing that you are worthy right now, then it means you have an obligation to yourself to develop yourself into the person that you're really supposed to be. Because I think we can all level up, right? And that's the beautiful thing. And it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with us right now, but it means that we're just constantly looking for ways to get even better. How can we get even better? How can we experience life more fully? How can we live a more fulfilled, purposeful existence? How can we give more to others? How can we contribute more to the collective? Personal development is an ongoing thing. It's something that should never stop. It's something that I practice daily. Again, I think of it as a lifestyle change. I don't go on diets, crash diets. I don't go on crash exercise programs. I go on lifestyle changes. Why? Because they work, they're sustainable, and you can be consistent at it. And it's progressive, right? this is the same thing. And I look at personal development just like a lifestyle plan. So I incorporate it intentionally into my everyday life.
And so how does your approach differ from other traditional methods? I mean, look, there's so many methods of self-help. There's a billion books of self-help. How does your particular approach differ? And I want to ask you about some specific strategies in a moment, but just in general terms, how does your approach differ from other traditional self-help methods that are out there?
Absolutely. I put a lot of ownership back on that person too. You know, again, for me, it's a responsibility mindset. So my GRASP method is a 5-step method. G stands for gratitude. R stands for responsibility. So an ownership mentality. A is for action, right? We have to take action. I believe no amount of thought replaces action. Sight is a visualization. And I think this is one of those elements that a lot of, I would say, maybe I haven't seen a lot of other personal development programs that include that, but it's a visualization of, again, who your most confident version of yourself actually is. But I don't think of it as just mental. I also think of it as visual. This is possible when we start to not only visualize ourselves, but start to dress a little bit. Maybe it's a little bit better. Maybe we're, taking more pride in our appearance. Maybe we're not wearing clothes that don't make us feel good about ourselves. I think a lot of probably women more can relate to that. But, sometimes we do, and we keep a pair of pants or skirt in our closet for 10 years and refuse to throw it away. But it makes us feel bad every time we see it. So get rid of the clothes that make you feel bad about yourself.
Well, do you believe also personal development is about, and you just gave a perfect example about allowing yourself, or I'll just rephrase this, removing yourself from an environment or a certain group of people that do not bring out the best version of yourself. I mean, we're all, brought up to be kind and loving towards others, but sometimes, in your opinion, do you have to step away in order to be the best version of yourself and take ownership of your personal development? What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. That's part of, what's included in the R, the responsibility aspect of it, right? Mm-hmm. So when I look at, let's just say, an apple seed, I look at an apple seed. Mm-hmm. Now, if you were to show somebody who's never been on this planet what an apple seed is, and then you told them that apple seed would turn into a tree, would they believe you? Probably not, because it looks completely different. Mm-hmm. So that seed within it has all the power, purpose, and potential already to become what it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. But if you throw that seed in the wrong environment, so let's say you haphazardly toss the seed on the road, it may find a crack in the road, it may sprout, it's probably not going to become a tree. So there's nothing wrong with the seed. The seed was perfectly fine. What mattered was the environment that it was placed in. One is a reckless environment with cars buzzing through. There's no nutrients in the soil, if there is soil at all. The other environment could be a cultivated field. Well, in an orchard, in a nice cultivated field, it's going to grow and, sprout into the tree that it's designed to be. So your environment 100% is going to, dictate the outcomes of this. So it's your environment, the people you hang around with. It's also your inner environment. What thoughts are we continually telling ourselves inside our heads? Right?
Exactly. It's about having a love language with yourself. I'm not saying to be totally oblivious to maybe your shortcomings, but also have a love language on how you want to address those shortcomings.
Yes. And be kinder to ourselves. My gosh. Again, I'm a big believer in faith, right? So the God that created us guess what? He has faith in us. And we're designed to go after a purpose. We're designed this way. So we're just like that seed. We have all the power and potential within us. All we need is the right environment. And what can't we become? So I believe that we're all created this way, that we all have this capacity. It's now a matter of choices and ownership mentality of that outcome.
Wow. You just brought up something, for a person that's struggling with self-confidence, and we got about a minute before the break. What type of recommendation would you give that person that's struggling with themselves and have low confidence and might not understand how to practice gratitude?
I relate. I remember gratitude seeming like a foreign concept and joy seeming like a foreign concept. That's how far down I was at one point. And that was only just 2 years ago. So if I can do this, you can do this as well. Start by getting rid of toxic things.
Hey, Tara, hold that thought, because we have to take a station break. But I'm going to come back and I'm going to ask that question again when we get back. And I tell you what, whichever platform that you're watching us on, if you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is just go to the comments, ask any question that you might have, or pick up that phone and dial 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break. Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
The James Cooley Show. It's your life. That's right. Hold up. Dr. James JC Cooley. The James Cooley Show. Hold up. It's your life. Hold up.
Roadmap to achieving the American dream. This is a must listen for anyone who thinks they're stuck in life or needs to understand that their current situation is not their final destination. Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet is the unfiltered truth to provide hope for the future by challenging you to refuse to become a victim of life's circumstance and dare to become an overcomer because a bigger, better, and more impactful life awaits you. Get the new audio version of his book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by Dr. James Cooley on Amazon or wherever books are sold.
Dr. James Cooley.
Hello. Welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. And I tell you what, just listening to Tara, a lot of these things are just bringing me back to the ground. You know, many of us struggle with low in confidence and self-confidence, and we don't understand that everything that God has given us, we need to be grateful and have gratitude for it. And we can't always put things on ourselves, Doc.
Right.
I mean, when things don't go right, just like case point, you mentioned that we have some issues earlier, but you know, we're happy, we're grateful, and Tara just laying it out. They so talk. I got to go back and ask that question again because you was on a roll, and I did not want to cut you off, but I had to. Got to pay the bills. Got to pay the bills. You know, so the question that I asked for individuals struggling with self-doubt or low confidence, how might practicing gratitude help them build self-esteem?
Absolutely. So, the first thing to know is gratitude is it's the law of increase, right? So, like I tell my daughter, she's 8 years old, when you complain, when you have a negative attitude, it's as if you're taking a coin out of your piggy bank. So every time you complain, think about an actual coin leaving your piggy bank. When you have gratitude, when you practice gratitude, it's as if you're putting coins into the piggy bank, right? So in Michael's case, when he was talking about, I'm grateful for having a flat tire, why? Why would you think that? Well, maybe it prevented you from getting into a bigger accident down the road. Maybe it prevented you from some unseen thing you had no idea about. It doesn't matter if it does or if it doesn't, if that's the case or not. What matters is your mindset in the moment, because your mindset is going to dictate your future outcomes and choices. And it is the beginning bridge of what your habits are. And of course, we know that habits lead to outcomes, which lead to lifestyles, which lead to all sorts of things, right? So it's this responsibility to, understand that our life is a gift. Our odds of just being alive on this planet right now are 1 in 400 trillion. So I think I'm not great at math. Maybe that's, 17 zeros. Somebody can look that up. Incalculable almost that your ancestors surviving catastrophes, floods, animals, plagues, the whole 9 yards. And here you are breathing air into your lungs with a beating heart in your chest. That deserves all the pause and recognition that it sounds like. Folks, you're a walking miracle. You won the lottery today. That alone is gratitude.
We talk a lot about this complaining. And if you understood what complaining does in the brain, the average person would say, what am I doing to myself? It affects my hippocampus. There's so many, it affects the synapses in my brain. The more I complain, the more these knots get tied up, and these becomes a habit. What it does to my blood pressure and so forth and so on is so unhealthy. And that's why we talked earlier about how health is wrapped up in what you do. You are a human braider. You are braiding the brain and body, the mind-body connection, and in such a beautiful way, which is why we wanted you here to talk about this. The impact that confidence, thinking gratefully, developing yourself, thinking I'm worthy enough to develop, what role that plays on my physiological well-being and mental well-being is tremendous. So thank you for all that good braiding that you're doing.
Yes.
You mentioned somebody hitting the lotto. As you see, Doug Thompson said I tell my wife she hit the lotto all the time.
Now you're gonna get in trouble.
Oh yeah.
Stacy got a question for you. How do you change our mindset from negative to gratitude?
Ooh, such a good question. Start with analyzing what's going on in your daily life. So are we watching TV? Are we watching, negative things, right? are we tuned into the wrong frequencies, quite frankly? What I have found in my own personal life is, when I was watching a lot of the news or listening to music that wasn't great, it wasn't uplifting me, watching movies that were not great either, it would stay in my mind. And all of a sudden, one kind of habit leads to another action, leads to another action. It's a snowball effect. And this snowball effect can work both ways, positive or negative. What you're feeding yourself, pay attention to. And I don't think a lot of people are, truly. But start small. Like, if you're surrounding yourself with negative music, negative entertainment, cut that out first. That's easy. Then look, what else are you surrounding yourself with? Maybe your best friend, she's really great, but all she does is gossip. Is that cool with you? Right? Start paying attention and be mindful of the food you're feeding your brain. That is a great first step, because I think once you remove yourself from a lot of those negative things, all of a sudden you start to be able to let gratitude in. Because gratitude, I feel like it's a fertilizer almost. But if you spread it if you put it all in one spot, or don't spread it around and don't, work it in, it's not going to have effectiveness until you remove the weeds from the garden a little bit. I use gardening analogies, so it works for me.
I want to suggest something on this. It may be something in terms of building gratitude. One exercise is this: what can I be grateful for now? What can I be grateful for now? So here's what I mean. Can you come to a stop sign or a red light and say, how can I be grateful for that? I'm in a hurry. When you start thinking for the 30 seconds or 40 seconds that you're at that red light, or 10 seconds that you've actually stopped at a stop sign, if anyone still stops at stop signs, usually roll. But if you really just stop and think, what can I be grateful for this stop sign now? They just put stop signs in our neighborhood, and people are complaining and angry. And I said, why don't you think about what good those stop signs can do? Well, a week later, people were stopping, changing their thinking. I think that you're onto something here, Tara. This idea of gratitude and building that for the smallest thing on up changes so much about ourselves. But I promise you, what it changes is our health, our stress, the work on our heart, our blood pressure, and so much else in our brain.
Yes. And it is possible, right? Because I said, I remember what it was like to feel like gratitude was a foreign concept. I felt like I had nothing to be grateful for. And one of the things that really helped me was to start giving back to others as well. When you can give to others and help other people, you realize just how much you have. And maybe it's something as simple as you're really good at networking, but somebody else that needs a job. How can you utilize your skill that you're naturally good at, which is networking, to help that person land a career? Guess what? You will have increased them. And you never know, you might find a talent in there and say, maybe I can make a business out of this, right? But it was because you decided to give. And it was from a place of high intention. And that perpetuates the attitude of gratitude. Because now all of a sudden you may go from thinking, I don't have any skills or talents, I'm depressed, I'm lonely, I'm anxious, I'm not confident, to saying, maybe I am good at a couple things. Oh, maybe I am good at this. And I just helped this person.
Hey,
and
Tara, hold that thought. We got to take a station break. But wherever you're watching us at, if you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is just go to the comments on the platform that you're watching us on and asking the question that you might have. Or you can pick up the phone and dial 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity. Coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley.
A black man's point of view is the
Craving a slice of Chicago right here in Temecula wine country? Then dive into legendary Chicago deep dish style pizza at Rosati's Pizza Pub. Piled high with gooey cheese, rich tomato sauce, and your favorite toppings, Rosati's delivers the taste of the Windy City right to your table or front door. Enjoy the cozy pub atmosphere and an impressive selection of Temecula wines. Come on down to Rosati's Pizza Pub for your slice of Chicago right here on Rancho California Road, or order online at myrosatis.com. Rosati's, where Chicago deep dish pizza meets Temecula charm.
Hello, I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley from the United States of America, and I am here to just say, first of all, I'm so happy and honored to be honored to be in the Coffee Book 2023, Unified Brain Z and the other organizations. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this collection.
Heroes, get your copy of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James J.C. Cooley, available on Amazon and everywhere books are sold.
Craving a slice of Chicago right here in Temecula wine country? Then dive into legendary Chicago deep dish style pizza at Rosati's Pizza Pub. Piled high with gooey cheese, rich tomato sauce, and your favorite toppings, Rosati's delivers the taste of the Windy City right to your table or front door. Enjoy the cozy pub atmosphere and an impressive selection of Temecula wines. Come on down to Rosati's Pizza Pub for your slice of Chicago right here on Rancho California Road, or order online at myrosatis.com. Rosati's, where Chicago deep dish pizza meets Temecula charm.
It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I tell you, I'm really enjoying this conversation. I don't call it an interview; I call it a conversation because we're sharing ideas, we're bringing things up. I mean, and we're having fun. That's the most important thing. We're having fun, you know. So, Tara, branding your product, and can you share an experience where your confidence or lack of there directly impact the perception of your brand?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, when I was in corporate, so I was a sales director, I really struggled with confidence, right? And it was hard to sometimes land deals as a sales rep. Sometimes it was hard for me to ask promotion or raise and feel like I was worthy of conducting a meeting. It held me back in so many aspects of my life, right? So when I became an entrepreneur, prior to that, I had never been on a podcast. Let's say I had never even posted a video of myself on social media. People don't believe me when I say that, but I had never done that before. And I realized it took a lot of confidence to show up. And I knew as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, that I had to develop a personal brand. And it was really important for me to develop a personal brand that was based on authenticity. I didn't want to wear a mask anymore because when I was at corporate, I felt like I did. I wore a mask, I felt like every single day. And as an entrepreneur, I wanted a sense of, freedom and autonomy for me to show up as I am and connect deeply with others. And that wouldn't have been possible if I didn't believe in myself and have confidence in myself and my message. So it took a lot of guts for me to do this. This was not an easy thing, to share my story. I shared a lot of my childhood, some traumatic experiences in my book, and that led to bigger things. And without that vulnerability and without me building confidence, I wouldn't have built a brand. And I wouldn't have been able to turn it into big things like speak on stage, help other people do the same thing and develop their brands and message and impact. 'Cause to me, that's what it's all about. Your brand is based on your deepest, purest truth, your experience. It's based on something that you've lived through, and that makes it authentic and personable. That's what a personal brand is. It's something that you've already experienced and gone through. Now, how can you amplify it to make impact for others? That's what I chose to do, and I'm really glad I did it because it's a sustainable way of staying relevant for the right reasons.
Amazing. That's a magnificent answer. People have a misconception about self-confidence that it depends on their success or their achievement. And what you're pointing out, I think, is something that many people need to hear, that there is that what you achieve and whether you feel confident are not connected. There's achievement over there, and there's what I think over there. I can achieve and still be lack confidence, or I cannot achieve and think I can still develop confidence, even though I haven't passed that test or been hired for that job. So I think keeping that apart is really very empowering. That what I think about me has very little to do with what you decide or you think about me. I have a question about skepticism. How do you respond to people who read your work and hear you speak and are skeptical of this connection between personal development and gratitude and confidence and the spirituality that you bring into it? You bring it all so well together. How do you deal with people who are skeptical of this?
Yeah, you know what? Try it. It costs nothing. How about that? Right?
I love it. Try it.
What I'm saying is it's ancient wisdom. This is nothing that's new. I'm not inventing the rocket to go to Mars. This is something that is ancient, time-tested wisdom. I just put it together in a package that is memorable and actionable for anybody to achieve, regardless of your socioeconomic background, race, religion, what continent you live, what planet you live on. This works. This is just universal law. And when we tap into this, we see that what do I have to lose? It's free. And we just simply don't know until we try something. And then once you try it, you kind of get addicted to it a little bit. I've had people, this one gentleman in England, he was a really big fan of the book. And he got my book. He came to my TED Talk, big fan. And he said he wasn't sure about my book to begin with because he didn't need confidence. He said he was pretty confident. And then he realized, but he didn't have the gratitude piece. And he started to get addicted to writing in a journal every single day. He said it changed his life completely. This book lives on his bedside table now. Go figure.
One tell our people what the title of your book again and what they can get your book.
Absolutely. So title of my first book is How to Grasp Confidence and Own Your Power. Title of my second one is Talk Your Way to the Top. They're both available on Amazon.
Oh, wow. You know, this has been such an absolutely fantastic conversation that we're having today. And I know I have learned a lot. And I haven't brought my main man Todd in yet. Todd, what you think about the conversation? I know we're getting ready to end the show. What you think about this conversation so far?
No, great conversation. For anybody out there, family and friends, you should share this one with people. Confidence is a big thing, and it's a great. I'm gonna have to re-watch this episode. Great show.
I'll tell you something interesting to me real quickly. Here we're talking about personal development, confidence, and so forth, purpose and so forth. And whatever could go wrong behind the scenes today, technically, has gone wrong. And I see the Wi-Fi beams connected. It's not just coincidence that we're talking about this when everything falls apart. And Tara comes along and says, relax, it's going to be okay. Grow from this. I think it's great. Tara, thank you so much.
And we learn to grow from sometimes falling down.
Absolutely.
But you fall down, you got to get back up. And that's what we did today, Doc. I mean, technically set up wasn't right, but we figured it out. We back up, and I'm grateful. And that we are able to do that. That's what having gratitude is all about. Tara, can you tell our viewers and listeners how can they get in touch with you if they wanted to solicit more information from you? To chat with you.
Absolutely. You can visit my website, taralafongooch.com. It's exactly how it sounds. I'm also very active on LinkedIn, YouTube. I'm on Instagram and Facebook. Hit me up. I would love to connect and talk about this more because I would love to help more people develop confidence.
And that's what it's all about, Don.
You bet. Helping people. That's what this all 360-degree help is all about. That.
Tara, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show today. You have enlightened all of us, and I know our viewers and our listeners out there are really enjoyed this discussion. And so I'd like to thank you for doing this. I'd like to thank Dr. Michael Mantell always come up with these absolutely fantastic guests. I'd like to thank Dr. Michelle Cooley for putting together another absolutely fantastic show. I'd like to thank my producer here, Todd. He's the man to keep everything going. Most importantly, I'd like to thank our viewers and our listeners for always tuning in to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, Saturday at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Sunday at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Always remember to dream big, think big, and be big at everything that you do because it's your life. And we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place.
James Cooley Show. It's your life.
Hi,